Me moment. I'm recording on this other platform. So I'm hoping that you all can see me. Sit down. So I'm going to begin my practice in a comfortable seated position. One of the big things about stress relief and about boosting your immunity is returning to your breath. And I think that that's one of the most important things that we can remember right now in this ultimately very taxing, anxious, and stressful time. So come to your comfortable seated position, and if that means you have your legs extended in front of you, or if you have your legs crossed, wherever you're comfortable is fine. If you need a pillow or a blanket under the seat, it can help to elevate the hips a little, to be a little more comfortable. But just bring your hands to your lap, wherever they are comfortable. And let's begin our practice today. I'm just going to make an adjustment. Go ahead and close your eyes. Bring the focus to your breath, your comfortable seat. Feel the body against the earth. We're just going to slow the breath for a minute. I was only planning to be here about a half an hour, but I believe the opening where we come to the breath is very, very important. So we're going to take a couple minutes just sitting here, just sitting. It's an active seated position, also helpful for stress relief. Actually, I think I have some notes on that. Your eyes are closed. You can't see me coming out of pose. Allowing yourself to relax and breathe deeply can help reduce stress hormones. It can regulate or lower your heart rate, and it helps the nervous system. It helps with nervous system distress, which of course all supports strong immunity. So imagine the breath above your head like a white light coming into the crown of the head, behind the eyes, into the throat and behind the heart, around the heart space, and then exhale from the heart space through the core down to through your root chakra, if you're familiar with the chakras or the energy centers. That's ultimately what we're doing, breathing from above the head through the chakras and the central channel and down into the earth. And then the next time you take an inhalation, breathe up from the earth, through the root, through your core, into your heart space, and then exhaling from the core or the heart space up through the throat, behind the eyes, through the crown of the head, into the sky. Take a couple slow, deep breaths, just where you are. You can imagine it coming through that central channel. If that really doesn't work for you, just let the stomach, let the belly fill with air, let the ribs come apart and have a nice full deep breath. And then exhaling all the way down to the bottom of the lungs, getting all the stale air out. Part of what viruses do is they park themselves in our lungs. So if we consistently clear out the lungs and clear out the throat, that can help with good health. Feel your body now where it meets the earth. Feel your shoulders where they are in alignment above your hips. Feel the spine. It's almost as if you can release the back muscles because the vertebrae are stacked one on top of the other. Crown of the head to the sky, a nice easy neck. Bring the focus behind the eyes. Let the mind relax. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale completely to the bottom of the lungs. Allow that exhale to be complete. And in the process, let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Now, I'm doing the opposite of what you're doing, I believe. I'm not sure how the camera works today, but the right ear comes to the right shoulder. The opposite hand comes down to the mat. Stretching through that left arm. Take a nice deep breath into the side of the neck and then exhale, dropping the shoulder a little closer to the floor, dropping the ear a little closer to the shoulder. Stretching to the side of the neck. Bring the hand back to the lap. Inhale the head back to center. Find your center line, square off. Exhale to the other side. For me, the left ear is coming to the left shoulder. I'm extending the opposite hand, fingertips to the floor, just barely touching the floor. Nice, long, straight arm. Inhale, extending through the neck, and then exhaling, dropping the ear closer to the shoulder, stretching that opposite shoulder a little closer to the floor. And then release the hand back to the lap. Inhale the head back up to center. We're gonna take the chin high. Don't allow the head to fall back. That is not the goal here. The goal is to feel a nice gentle stretch to the front of the neck. Maybe even lengthening or stretching the bottom jaw beyond the top teeth. Stretching all through the front of the throat, maybe even down a little bit into your chest, activating your thyroid. And then when you exhale, bring the chin back down to the, tuck it into the chest. The chin comes to the chest. Shoulders are square, back is still tall. Drop the head forward, release the neck. We're gonna come back up to center on the inhale. Let's take the shoulders up by the ears. Drop the shoulders down to the floor. Bring the shoulder blades together behind you. Squeeze, maybe even rock the pelvis forward just a little if you want to bring the hands down next to you on the mat. And then really push through the heart space. Allow that chest to open. And then exhale, release the hands, release the shoulder blades. Bring them forward. Bring the shoulders forward as if you're giving yourself a hug. If you want to round the back a little bit, stretch through the back, drop the head if it feels good. And allow the exhale to be complete and come back to that neutral position, that nice, long, tall spine. We're going to do some torso rolls from here, which is essentially just the whole upper body, rolling around and warming up the hips and the lower back. So take a nice deep breath in and then exhale, folding forward very gently. On the exhale, roll to the right. So bringing the whole torso around and back. You want to inhale as you come back. Change directions and come forward. Exhale. Inhaling as you come back. Exhaling as you fold forward. There's no right or wrong. If it's more comfortable to do it with a flat back, and you want to warm up the back and the shoulders a bit, or maybe you want to go ahead and round the back, feeling a little bit more release in the lower back. Hands are wherever they're comfortable. Allow your exhale to be complete, and then we're going to come back to center. We're going to flip the leg. So right now my left leg is in front, so I'm going to bring my right leg in front. If you have one leg on top, bring the other leg on top, just switch it up. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, sit up nice and tall, and then again, we're going to exhale, fold forward. Come around to the left. Nice big circles with the body. Just the same thing you did on the other side. If you like that flat back feeling, that's fine, that works for you. Then keep your flat back, make your stretch work for you. If you like to round the back, that's okay too. You can let the head follow, or you can keep the head and the neck a nice long extension of the spine, or you can allow it to, I don't want to say flap around, don't flap your head around, but you can allow it to relax and loosen up a little bit. Let's come back up to center. Just shake it out. Shake out the shoulders, shake out the arms, shake out the torso, do a little wiggle if you want. Let's bring the bottoms of the feet together, coming into a butterfly pose. Allow the knees to fall open. There's no right or wrong here. If you feel like the knees are not opening for you, you can extend. I don't know if you can see my feet because I can't see the whole picture, but if your toes are farther out, or if you want to bring the heels in closer to the body, again, we can't see you. It's okay. Whatever you want to do is comfortable for you, wherever you want to feel that stretch. If you want to pull the flesh away from the sitting bones, feel the body where it meets the earth. Sit up kind of tall, try to flatten the back a little bit, rock your pelvis forward and back, just kind of feel that space. And then when you're ready, reaching forward from the hips, and then go ahead and round the back if it's comfortable, and drop the head. Only if it's comfortable. You shouldn't have any pain. Little bit of discomfort maybe coming to your edge and knowing your edge, that's okay, but no pain. Take a nice deep breath in, allow the body to fill with air. If you feel like that brings you out of the pose a little bit, that's okay. But as you exhale, see if you can't fall a little farther forward, stretching through the hips, releasing the hips, releasing the lower back. If you're bringing your head down, maybe even releasing the neck. Allow your exhale to be complete. When you begin to inhale, we're going to lead with the crown of the head, coming up with a nice strong back, and bring the legs out to the side into a wide-legged stance. I've got my notes here. And actually, there's really good evidence about, I don't know where I wrote it, but a wide-legged fold is excellent to boost immunity, and we're going to do that in a few minutes. So I wanted to have you warm up your hips a little bit in this way. So just like you did with your forward fold, find your pelvis, pull the flesh away from the sitting bones, wherever you're comfortable. And then again, rock the pelvis forward, and then just fold where you're comfortable. Release the back, release the neck if that works for you. If it doesn't, don't do it. You just want to feel your yoga wherever you need to feel your yoga. And if you have questions, please, by all means, I'll be looking at the chat after this is over, and I'll answer any questions you might have. Your feet can be relaxed in this pose or flexed or pointed. There's no right or wrong, just wherever you want to feel it. And then we're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale to the right. So bringing the right hand to the right leg. The left hand comes up overhead. Just a very gentle side stretch. We're only going to be here for a second. Reach through the fingertips. And then the next time you inhale, we'll come up. Take the left hand to the left leg. Exhale, the right hand overhead. A nice gentle stretch to the left. Rest here for a moment. Inhale up. Bring the legs together, shake it out. We're going to come to all fours now. I really can't even see myself, you guys. I'm sorry. I hope everybody can see me okay. See that I have 4 pages of notes probably because my printer doesn't work very well. But I'm going to turn this way. I like having my notes because I don't want to forget anything that I want to tell you. Can you see me? Okay. So we're going to inhale. We're coming into a cat-cow. Let's come to our table first. So find your table. Hands are directly under shoulders. Knees are under hips. Find that nice neutral spine. Wiggle it around a little bit if you have to. The neck is long, so you're not like looking up necessarily. You're just looking down at the mat. It's a gentle, easy pose. This is tabletop. We're going to inhale. Bring the tailbone high. Bring the focus high. Allow the belly button to drop to the floor. As you exhale, bring the tailbone down. The head falls down. The shoulders come down. The belly button pushes up to the sky. Do a couple of these on your own, following your breath. Inhaling, the tailbone's high, the focus is high, the belly button's low. Feet, the tops of the feet, go ahead and exhale into your next pose. Follow your breath. The tops of the feet are released down to the mat. Maybe even pressing them a little bit. Take a moment, really work through the whole pose. If there is breath left, there is still movement. Find the movement. If there's not, perhaps you're moving too fast. Take your time. Let's come back to a neutral position. So the spine is long. Again, check your alignment. Hands should still be under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to come into the puppy dog stretch. I love this one because not just because it's called puppies, and I love puppies, but because it's a great side stretch and it's very gentle. So we're going to start by looking across the left shoulder, maybe like you're checking your blind spot in the car. And then go ahead and look all the way to your feet and see if you can't bring that left hip over to meet the left shoulder. So I've got a nice side stretch through my right side body and a nice little squeeze in the left side, and then come back to center. We're going to do the other side. So looking over the right shoulder towards your heels, towards your right heel. Bring that right hip in towards the right shoulder. Feel that stretch through the left side body. Feel the squeeze through the right side body. Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, come back to center. Let's go and do tiger. I don't think I planned to do that one, but I like it. That's a good one. It's a good one because I like it, I'm sure. Okay, so coming back to your neutral position. If you need to take your focus up, That's fine, wherever you're comfortable with this, but this is a balancing pose, a strong balancing pose. So find your focus, whether it's up on the wall in front of you, but make sure that the shoulders are away from the ears. And then we're gonna take the left foot out behind. Nice, I mean, don't lift your hip high. This is not a high lift. This is just a nice square hip, baby toe pointed down toward the floor. Take your focus, find your focus. We're gonna take that right arm and reach it out in front. So really focus on, if you can get a nice long neck, nice neutral neck. If you are an advanced practitioner and you want to come to the bind, taking top of the foot or the ankle in your hand, coming to a tiger bow. And then release the tiger bow, coming back into tiger, and release the hand, release the knee back down to the mat. Shake it out a little if you need to, catch your breath. We're going to do the other side. So find your focus, get your balance, right leg out behind, check your baby toe pointed down to the floor, little pinky toe to the floor. And then when you have your balance and you're feeling strong, go ahead and lift that left arm directly out in front, parallel to the floor. Check your hips. And then if you took the bind before, do the same on this side. Remember to breathe. Release the bind and come back down to the mat. Let's go ahead and bring the big toes together. If you want to open up the knees just a little bit, we're going to push back into child's pose. So pushing the hips back towards the heels. Allow the arms to come up overhead and drop your forehead down to the mat if that's comfortable. I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid you won't be able to hear me. So drop your forehead to the mat. If you need to bring your hands down to make a little platform for your forehead, that's fine. If you want to bring your hands down, your arms down next to you by your side to release the shoulders, that's fine too. If you still feel like you can't quite reach the mat, we're going to rest here for a moment. I'm just going to give you a couple tips. If you feel like your forehead still doesn't quite reach the mat, you can go ahead and open up the knees a little bit, creating a little more space. And then come down to the mat. You don't want to feel any undue pressure on the back of the neck. So just be aware of that. If you're having discomfort in the back of the neck, you shouldn't feel that. So come up out of the pose a little bit, make whatever adjustments you need to make. And then we're going to go ahead and rock forward just a little bit, tuck the toes under and push the heels back one more time. I'm sorry, push the sitting bones back towards the heels one more time. You don't have to bring your head down to the mat if you don't like, but if that's comfortable, that's okay. It's just a modified child's pose, just warming up the feet because we're going to come forward, bring the, pushing the hips forward. We're just pushing up in a down dog. So you're going to push the hips forward, maybe adjust the knees or the feet. Lift the knees, lift the hips, coming into down dog. Now we are going to rest here for a minute. If this is an uncomfortable pose for you, come out of it at any time. Take a minute to bring your focus to your hands. The weight, you should feel the weight not so much in your wrists. You want to feel it a little bit more in your knuckles or perhaps between your thumb and your forefinger, which might even make an adjustment to your feet. So check your feet. The idea is to work the heels toward the floor. They don't have to be on the floor, but you also want to lift the sitting bones high to the sky. So I probably right now have too much of an arch in my back. You don't want that so much. You want to think about lifting those sitting bones high, but then bringing the heels down to feel that resistance through the back of the leg. So straighten the back a little bit, allow the neck to fall and relax. You should be looking at your feet or your knees. And then we're going to take a break, bring the knees down, push back to child's pose, take a breath, reset. We were holding down dog for a little while. Down dog is actually a resting pose, but if you're new to yoga, it may not feel very restful. So take your break in child's pose. We're going to do this one more time. So reaching forward overhead, bringing hands down to the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Lift the hips off the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, feeling that breath right through the backs of the legs. And then we're going to rock the hips forward, bringing ourselves up on our toes to a plank position. So it's the up position of a push-up. It is not my favorite. We won't be here long. Feel the strength of your solar plexus. Make sure you've got a nice, strong, straight spine. And then push the hips back up. Come back into down dog. We're going to bring the knees down. Push back one more time in a child's pose. Bring the hands down by your sides if that's comfortable. I did want to say, I looked up a few things because child's pose supports immunity, stimulates the lymphatic system, supports the nervous system, adrenal glands, and it encourages relaxation. So as you are sitting in child's pose, please remember to breathe. If you have trouble sleeping, it's a great thing to do before bed because it can encourage good sleep, which obviously is a big part of immunity. So if your hands are down by your side, go ahead and bring the hands just under the shoulders. We're just going to push up. We're going to come into hero pose. So this pose is just the sitting bones, reaching back to the heels, sitting back on the heels. This is a very uncomfortable pose for a lot of people, so come out of it if you need to. Come to hands and knees if that's not comfortable. And then we're just going to come to standing. So come up slowly. You don't want to get up too fast. I'm going to throw my glasses on real quick and see what I can see. I also have to check the clock. Oh my goodness, it's already been almost 30 minutes. Okay, so we're going to do a warrior sequence rather quickly because I had only planned to stay for 30 minutes, but anybody who wants to hang out longer than that, you're certainly welcome to. So come to your mountain pose, feel the weight between the toes, between the heels. If you want to rock around a little bit, feeling the weight on all four corners of the feet. Rock the pelvis down, the knees are loose. Hands to heart center, roll the shoulders back. So sorry, you guys, now I'm feeling rushed. So I'm going to take a deep breath and recenter. I'm going to clasp my thumbs together, tucked in at heart center in prayer position. I'm going to inhale my arms up overhead. If you want to take a nice gentle back bend here, that's fine. And then we're going to fold forward. Rest here for a moment, find your breath. And then we're going to bring the focus down to the mat. And I actually have to step forward a little bit because I'm not far enough up on my mat. So bring the hands down to the mat in your forward fold. If you have to bend your knees, that's fine. Just bring your hands down. We're going to step this left foot back into a lunge. Check your alignment that your knee is over the ankle and not extended beyond the toe. We're going to turn the back foot out about 45 degrees and we're going to flip it up into a warrior two. So this is a nice strong pose. I can't see how much you guys can see on the screen, so I hope it looks okay. In your warrior, check your alignment of your knee over your ankle. Don't extend it beyond your toe. If you're extended beyond your toe, you need to widen your stance a little bit. Check your alignment. Feel the weight on the outer edge of the back foot. Take your focus across that front hand, the right hand for me. And then we're going to bend that right arm, the front arm, and rest it on the right thigh. Taking the opposite arm up overhead into an extended warrior. If you can, take the focus high up to the sky. Really reach all the way from the outer edge of that foot, all the way at the side of the leg, the side body, up through the fingertips. We're going to inhale the arm up overhead. Sorry, I talked too much. That took a long time. Flip that right hand. We're going to reach and reverse our warrior. You can stay here if it's comfortable or extend it as far as you can to your edge. Don't hurt yourself. Keep that front leg bent. Go a little deeper if you can. And then we're going to inhale back up to warrior. Straighten that front leg. We're coming into triangle. So we're going to pop this left hip back just a little, reaching the right hand forward. And we're going to just bend, hinge at the waist. Come down to a block. The hand can rest on your chin or the floor. If the neck allows, you can look high. And then we're going to inhale back up. We're going to keep the arms out for a minute. Turn your right foot forward. Take a minute, bring both feet forward. Release your hands to your hips. We're going to gently hinge at the hips. This is that wide-legged fold I told you about. So keeping the neck nice and long. The back is nice and long. The back is straight, nice flat back. The neck is an extension of the back. And then as you exhale, fold forward a little more, still just hinging at the waist, but when you're ready, release all the way down to a round back. You can bring your hands down to the mat. Release the neck and the head, just let them fall. I wanted to tell you why this pose is important right now for immunity. Well, every inversion brings blood flow into the sinuses and can help ease congestion, which obviously helps with respiration and fighting disease. This one helps assist your lymphatic system. Oh, cleansing your body of toxins, you guys. This feels so good. I really like this one. So, so we're going to hang here a second. Also helps bring mental clarity. If you need to come out at any time, if it's too much, just go ahead and flatten your back or just come up. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to the hips, engaging the core, lifting up all the way, very gently and slowly. Take your time. And then we're going to turn this left foot, or the foot that you didn't turn out before. We're going to turn the left foot out 90 degrees. The right foot, my right foot's already in about 45 degrees, so check that. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, and we're going to do the sequence on the other side. So bend this left leg. Take your focus across the left fingertips. Check your alignment. And y'all, I do this every time too. I do yoga several times a week, 4 or 5 times a week in a class, not just teaching, and I still always check my alignment. We're going to bend this left arm, bring the forearm to the thigh, reaching the opposite arm up overhead. Take your focus high. Feel the stretch from the outer edge of that back foot all the way to the fingertips. Take a nice deep breath in. See how far you can reach. And then let's come back up to standing. We're going to reverse our warrior. So turning the left hand up, reaching forward, and coming back. If you want to stop here, that's fine. Check your knee. The front knee is still bent. The back knee is straight. If you want to bring that stretch a little higher. And then inhale back up. We're going to straighten that left leg because it's screaming. And we're going to kick this right hip, pop it back just a little, reach forward, and hinge at the waist. Nice gentle triangle. Don't push yourself. Come to where you're comfortable. There's no right or wrong. If you can look up, look up. Find gratitude. And then inhale back up. We're going to bend this the left leg. We're going to windmill around, coming back into your low lunge on the left side, which is where we started on the right. Take a moment here to feel that stretch through the top of the right leg. And then we're going to step that right foot forward, coming back into our forward fold. Exhale, release. And then inhale, the arms wide open. Back up to the sky, hands to prayer position, coming back to heart center. I hope you can still see me. I'm still in the frame. Take a moment. Bring the hands down to the side. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Ta-da! That's my favorite part. The ta-da at the end. Release and shake it off. I believe we're about out of time. If I wanted to, yeah, we're just a little bit over. So if you want to come down to your mat, let's do a quick twist. So we're going to lay flat. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can see me or not. We're just laying flat on the mat. Knees are bent. Feet, bottoms of the feet, flat on the floor. We're going to bring the legs into the chest. And we'll start by dropping the knees to the right. Now, I like to pop my hips to the left and then drop the knees to the right because I just feel like I can get a deeper stretch that way. I really hope you guys can see me. So make sure you want to work towards having both shoulders on the floor. Oh, I love that. I've got that pop. I didn't feel it this morning in class. I just felt it. You'll find what works for you and what doesn't. So take your time and give your body a little bit of grace. Use your core to bring the knees back up to center and find your center line. Take a moment to reset. And then let's just pop the hips to the right. If you did that before, pop your hips to the right, drop the knees to the left. Check your shoulders, arms are in a T, or if you prefer a cactus position, perhaps you're limited by your space. Sometimes that's helpful. I don't ever feel the pop on this side. I think it's weird. I want the pop. I like the pop. Take a nice deep breath in through the side of the body. And then engage the core, coming back up to center. Find your neutral position of your spine. Allow the feet to come down. The legs are straight. We'll take a quick little, I can't really call it a deep relaxation because it's going to be way too fast for that. But close your eyes for a moment. Your hands and arms are just by your side. Palms are face up, ready to receive any goodness, the universe, spirit, whoever you believe in, whatever they have to offer. Let's just receive that. Let the toes fall open towards the corners of the mat. Flat on the mat, closing the eyes. Bring your focus once again to the breath. Breathing in from the top of the head, through the back of the eyes, down the throat to the heart space, and then down the core of the body, through the legs, to the bottoms of the feet, out to the earth, and back again. Breathing back in from the bottoms of the feet, up the legs, through your root, through your core, into the heart, exhaling from the heart to the throat, behind the eyes, through the crown of the head. Do a quick scan of the body, release any tension you might be holding. Take yourself to a place that's a peaceful, safe place for you. Let your mind go there, see it and hear it and feel it. Allow any worries that come into your mind to float by like clouds in a blue sky. They're here and they're gone. All that's left is your breath and this peaceful feeling you found. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to a seated position, but slowly wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing the awareness back into your body. Go ahead and roll to your right side, take a moment, and when you're ready, gosh, that was so fast. Come back to your seated position. If you can, with your eyes closed, coming to that comfortable seated position where you started the practice. Take one more deep breath into the body, all through the torso. Feel it expand and open up. And as you exhale, allow all of the breath to come out of the body. Allow the exhale to be all the way complete to the bottom of the lungs. And then allow the breath to return to normal. We'll bring the hands to heart center. I have so much gratitude for everyone who came to their mat today, whether you were able to stay the whole time or just have a few minutes together. I hope that you're doing wonderful things for your body during this very uncertain time. May you find peace, maintain peace. Namaste. So thanks for coming. Anybody who's still here, thanks for being here. Treat yourself to something nice today, like a nice healthy smoothie. And remember to keep returning to your breath. And I will post this on my Facebook page. It'll be available. So you can do it as many times as you want. I invite you to my Facebook page. Facebook, Casey Steinmetz LLC is my Facebook page. If you want to follow me there. I don't have a whole bunch of tools in terms of yoga, but there are some great articles and informational things, and I hope you'll hang out there. So thanks everybody who came. I hope you guys are doing okay. This is such a crazy time. Just take a deep breath and breathe through it, and we'll come out on the other side, and all will be well eventually. So hang in there. Thanks, guys. Bye.